already uploaded a video about how I got into Barclays and the hiring process, and actually getting in is the easy part because the difficult part is what you do after you get in and whether you can convert it into a PPO. Honestly, for me, I went from feeling completely out of place to getting a PPO, and if you are aiming for big internships like this, then please watch this video till the end. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Shukarna. I hope you all are doing really well. This was a very highly requested video and I thought I'll sit down and make a detailed video on this topic for you guys. My excitement started even before my first day at office. Barclays flew us in. They gave us 14 days of accommodation at a 5-star Marriott property, and I was honestly so impressed. I had never lived in a 5-star property before and I was just so excited. My first week, honestly, I did not feel like I belonged there. Everybody around me felt so experienced. They understood processes, tools, structure, and there I was trying to just keep up, and there were moments when I felt that am I even good enough for this, and the imposter syndrome really kicked in. The onboarding process wasn't hand-holding. You are given access to internal systems, tools, documentation, dashboards, and you are expected to understand them by yourself. And honestly, I spent a great amount of time reading through documents, exploring different systems, and also attending meetings just so I can build some context. And if you are not proactive at this stage, you might fall behind. I was working in Chief Information Security Office, which is the Cybersecurity department, and I was specifically working in the vulnerability management team. Our team dealt with understanding, assessing, prioritizing and managing vulnerabilities across systems of the enterprise, and I was working with the data that involved thousands and thousands of vulnerabilities. Each vulnerability is mapped to something called CVE, which is a standardized ID that tells us the issue and the severity, and to determine what to fix first, we use several frameworks like NIST, etc. And that is because in real systems you cannot fix everything at once, so you need to know what to prioritize and when. I remember one moment clearly. I was working on some vulnerability data and my report was completely off. The grouping was wrong, the numbers did not match, and I genuinely had no idea why. That's when it hit me, this is not a college assignment. If my output is wrong, it will have genuine consequences and it will affect decisions. One thing that really helped me was my team. They were honestly so supportive. If I came up with doubts, they would not only answer my question but actually explain the concepts. They constantly made sure that I understood how things work and why things work instead of just what to do. Even in meetings, they encouraged me to speak up and contribute. That's when things started changing. I started actively participating in discussions, sharing my thoughts and explaining my work clearly, and soon I was told that I was one of the best when it comes to communication, and that honestly felt so good. And it wasn't just work. We had things like book clubs, cooking workshops, painting sessions, team bonding sessions, and they were honestly so much fun, and they were really needed because we did require the balance, as the work itself can get very intense. One of my key contributions was building Python scripts to automate the reporting process. So I was working on extracting the vulnerabilities, then grouping them based on their severity, and then building structured report based on this. And this saved a lot of time. I'm talking about 4 to 5 hours per week, and it also increased efficiency by about 30%. I also completed my IAC2 certified in cybersecurity certification during this time, and it really helped me strengthen my fundamentals. I was the only intern from the cybersecurity department who did it, and my team was extremely proud of me, touch wood. And this is something I would actually recommend to you guys as well. Take initiative, do something different, because you will be recognized for it. At one point, my director, who is the global head of vulnerability management and penetration testing at Barclays, appreciated me and gave me 2000 rupees voucher as recognition, and it honestly meant a lot because I knew from where I started and the growth that I had. We had structured midterm and end-term review, and these matter a lot because your performance isn't judged based on one big moment. It is rather judged based on your consistency, your growth, your progress, and most importantly, how you handle feedback. These reviews contribute to your PPO conversion. PPO is pre-placement offer, and not only the reviews but how you actually contribute to the team, whether your contribution is valuable, whether you communicated well with everybody, and whether your work impacted, everything actually matters. And I am honestly relieved to let you know that I got PPO, and it was such a happy moment for me. And I also did the ISC to CC certification apart from being good in communication or coding, etc. And I think that helped because people got to know that I can do things differently and I can take initiative and ownership. A few mistakes that some of my fellow interns were making. First is they would try to look smart and not ask doubts. Then they would try to perfect small things and take a long time doing this instead of actually looking at the bigger picture. And third is they would not speak up in meetings. You should not make these mistakes, and that's why I'm letting you know these. If your goal is to convert your internship into a PPO, then here are some of the things that matter. First is consistency matters over doing one big thing. Honestly, you can do one thing extraordinary at once, but being consistent every single week is what managers notice most. The next is clarity before coding. Even before you start any task, understand the problem really well. This saves a lot of time, this avoids confusion, and most importantly, this shows maturity. The next is communication is your superpower. Ask questions, explain your work properly, and actually speak up in meetings. Honestly, this is what is going to make you stand out, and this is what contributed the most to my PPO. Also, don't be afraid to ask doubts. If you are stuck somewhere, ask your team about it and get it clarified. This shows initiative, not weakness, and your team will appreciate it. The next is take ownership of small things. Do small tasks but do them really well. For example, I took the responsibility of booking seats for my entire team every single week, and yes, this built trust. It did not impact the real work, but people started trusting me, and this is huge in corporate environments. The next is feedback is gold. Use your reviews properly. If you are getting any feedback, act on them fast, because this is what contributes to their final evaluation and also your PPO conversion. Understand impact, not just your task. Do your tasks properly, but also try to understand why it matters and how it contributes to the bigger picture of the enterprise. And last but definitely not the least, be visible. Participate in meetings, share your ideas, and actually speak up. This increases trust and also builds a really good image. Your PPO is decided over weeks and not just one final day, so be consistent. If I could go back to day one, these are some of the things I wish I knew. First is, no one expects you to know everything. The second is, understand the systems and how they function, and that is more important than writing code fast. And the third and the most important one is, ask questions, clarify your doubts, because that is going to save a lot of time later and also make you more bankable. So if you're feeling like you are not good enough, just know that I also felt the same. From feeling lost in the first week to walking away confidently with a PPO, honestly, this internship has helped me change the way I see myself, and it can honestly do the same for you. And remember, real-world internships are not about knowing everything. They are more about learning fast, adapting, and showing up consistently. Save this video because you will want to come back to this before your internship. If you want to know exactly how I got into Barclays and the entire hiring process, watch this video right here. Trust me, it will help you a lot. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to comment down below and let me know. I will really appreciate it. Also, like, share and subscribe because I am sharing all of my experiences and tips and tricks with you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you soon in the next one. Bye.